Israel has broken its silence over the case of the mysterious prisoner X, a man who reportedly died in this prison. The government has now confirmed it jailed a man with dual nationality under a false name. Its statement says,
"A prisoner who was an Israeli citizen and also had a foreign citizenship was jailed for security reasons. The prisoner was held under a pseudonym, but his family was notified of the arrest immediately."
It goes on to say that the prisoner's rights were observed at all times, but that he was found dead in his cell 2 years ago. Australia's ABC network says this is the man held prisoner. He reportedly held both Israeli and Australian citizenship and used 3 different names: Ben Zigier, Ben Allen, and while in Israel, Ben Alon. He apparently moved to Israel in 2000, had an Israeli family and lived in Tel Aviv. And the report says there's evidence to suggest Zigier worked for Israel's spy agency Mossad. For reasons that are still not clear, he ended up in Ayalon prison, in a solitary confinement cell built to hold the man who assassinated Israel's Prime Minister, Yitzhak Rabin. It was supposed to be a suicide-proof cell, but the ABC report says he was found hanged in December 2010, and his body was flown home to Melbourne.
What we have here is information already out and basically being held not from Israel's enemies, which obviously can read the internet, but from its public at large, because the real impact of such a gag order is not on national security, but it's more on politics.
After initially saying he knew nothing about the case, Australia's foreign minister now says his government was told that an Australian was detained by Israel in 2010 for national security offences.
The Australian government specifically sought assurances from Israel that 1. The individual's legal rights would be respected, 2. He had legal representation of his own choosing, and 3. The individual's family members had been notified of his arrest and detention, and 4. He was not being mistreated.
Israel and Australia have had diplomatic wranglings in the past. In 2010, 4 forged Australian passports were allegedly used by Mossad in the killing of a Hamas arms trader in Dubai. For that, Australia expelled an Israeli diplomat. Now Australian politicians will have questions for Israel over this man, including how he ended up in prison and why he died. Azhar Sukri, Al Jazeera.